Good evening, everybody. My name is Andy Salen with Read the Bible, Change Your Life. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2019. This is episode number 33. Read the Bible, Change Your Life. I'm just here to encourage you to read the Bible every day. Take time to be with your Maker. I also encourage you to do the 40-day mental cleanse. That's 40 days. No TV, no radio, no news. And what it does is you're going to spend that time, instead of spending that time in the world and the worldly things and having your mind be filled with all that nonsense, is you're going to be spending time with your Creator. And I do believe everyone's here for a reason. You have a purpose. And the best way to get, to find that purpose is to talk with God, praying and reading the Bible. It says when you accept the word and you get it into your body, you read it, listen to it, it allows God to grow inside you. So I just always encourage people to do the 40-day mental cleanse. 7 chapters a day. You can read through the entire New Testament in 40 days. Start to finish, going through the Gospels of Jesus, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, do the start of the church in Acts, all the letters on how Paul created the church, and all the apostles, and then all the letters after that, kind of critiquing the church, and then obviously with Revelation. So it's a really, if you're a Christian, there really is no excuse. It's a great way to you get the full scope of, Christianity, from the origins of it to where we are today. And so I can't stress enough how important it is to find time for God every day and seek Him, seek your Creator. So anyways, like I said, we do right now I'm on day 33 of the 40-day mental cleanse. I'm pretty sure I've averaged, I gotta double check, but 7 chapters a day. So I've done less a couple days and I've done more. So I'm on pace to finish up in 40 days today. I did only read 3 chapters. I had a really busy day. I didn't work. I was home all day with the boys. So on Fridays I typically stay home, spend time with the boys, and I got 3 boys, and they're 1, 3, and 5. So it's pretty crazy. But I did find time. Found time to get into the Word. And I let it, and again, if you don't read 7 chapters, that's just what I suggest. You don't have to do that, but say if you even read 1 verse a day, but you just memorize that verse or meditated on that verse the entire day, you're allowing God's word to be planted in your heart and let it. You're growing it every day. You're watering it and giving it sunlight and letting it grow. So that's what you're doing. If you have too much darkness on that seed, it's not going to grow. Darkness is the world. Darkness is conforming to the world. Darkness is spending time in front of the TV, spending time in front of the news or the radio, listen to radio stations. Again, is it a sin to do all that? I don't believe it is. But to those who feel like they have a calling or wondering what their calling is, I think it's very important that you do this. On day 33, I've watched on my TV in my house. I probably watched about an hour of TV in 33 days. I've watched sports on my phone. It's got to be under 2 hours in those 33 days. I'll watch tidbits of games. I'm a big, huge sports fan, big Minnesota Vikings, Tampa Bay Lightning, hockey, Florida Gators football. I've listened to, I'd probably say 5 hours of radio or less in 33 days. Now, you'd have to take an account. I'm in my truck probably about 6 to 8 hours a day. So, and that's 5 days a week. So, there's been certain days I've listened to it a couple hours, on a couple Mondays after, after the football games on Sunday. I didn't watch anything, so I was kind of figuring out what's going on. So I did, but here's the thing: when you aim small, you're gonna miss small. On a normal work day, every day I'd probably listen to about 3-4 hours of radio, and now I'm getting about five or less hours in over a month. So there's just a lot less garbage in my head, a lot less space. It's all me. I mean, let's be honest. Even sports are meaningless. So, I guess I listened to a decent amount of 2 Florida Gator games on the radio. So I'm only human. I'm not perfect, but it's better to have a very specific goal than to have no goal at all and then just be drifting in life. So, anyways, get into the word. Today we're in Hebrews. Hebrews is a great chapter. I'm pretty sure I read there. They don't know who wrote it, but it's a great book to really pound home that Jesus is the high priest called by God to bring in the new covenant, the New Testament, the new covenant, and it's just like it breaks everything down. And on chapter 2, verse 18, it says, because he himself suffered when he was tempted, he was able to help those who are being tempted. It's breaking down that Jesus became God, and Jesus became human flesh, and he was like us, and he was tempted, and he overcame that temptation. He did not sin. And I always think of that when, I'm being tempted. I battle addictions. And when I'm being tempted, or it feels like I'm suffering, or suffering from temptation, before I would, a lot of times I would just give in because it was easier. It was almost easier that way. Just to do whatever I was, being tempted to do, and then to reject it. But the more you give yourself to Jesus, the more you chase Jesus, the easier it is to, when you're being tempted, just to, for me, it's just asking Jesus to take that temptation from me. Say, hey, here it is. I can't deal with it. You take it. And he takes it, and I don't have to deal with it. It gives me freedom on a lot of different fronts in my life. So, it's just a great reminder that, he's here for you, he cares about you, and he loves you. And I'll end it on that. Hope everyone has a good Friday night. Have a good weekend. We'll finish out Hebrews tomorrow for episode 34. You have a creator, you have a purpose, you are loved. See you guys.